like when
Were there any examples of good like setups this week that you guys noticed that we can like review?
um
I did not.
Because I feel like we should review more of the setups and stuff too.
yeah, I just don't remember the beginning of the week, to be honest.
I think the first 2 days were because Monday we didn't trade. Tuesday was consolidation. Wednesday was consolidation. Thursday was I forgot, and Friday I forgot. I think Friday was consolidation too.
Thursday was a reclaim of 4 hour supply, and I ended up revert shorting when I shouldn't have. But I'm pulling up my dude. Fuck being sick.
I was about to say.
Uh,
I was about to ask you, are you sure you quit smoking? But I forgot you're getting sick because your voice is crazy.
Yeah. Actually, like 2 weeks ago, I bought little Jeters and I was smoking. I smoked them. Then I was just like, eh. I didn't even feel like going and getting more. So I was like, I'm really getting over it.
Damn.
All grown up.
Nah, I started late in my life, so I got some catching up to do.
I do it every once in a while, so.
Aggressive buying here. Oh shit, I'm not even sharing my screen.
I don't know what happened. I just got tired all of a sudden sitting down.
Damn, your job's really that busy?
You work today?
No, I didn't work today, but I think
Oh no, you're doing the shifts. You're those 2 shifts.
I was about a storage unit, so I was loading the storage up, and I just did 2 trips.
Trips, yeah.
And I just sat down. Like, this is like the first time I took a break sitting down for this, and like I just yawned as soon as I sat down.
Just make sure you press record just in case you fall asleep.
Yeah, I did. It is recording.
I'm just trying to think of. Damn, did I trade this day? What the fuck did I take? The 22nd? What date is that? I mean, what day is that? Oh, that's not even now. What the fuck?
22nd is last week.
Oh shit, I'm really sick. I didn't even do this, but I usually do. Damn, I'm behind here. Give me a sec. I just need to. What date was the beginning of this week?
It was
26.
the 25th. Oh, 26th, yeah. 26th, yeah.
The 25th was holiday.
So on Tuesday, we dropped into pre-market low. It never touched my levels. That's what happened Tuesday. So here you can see we dropped into pre-market low and then it rallied, hit yesterday. It never hit my 4 hour supply and then it rejected. And then towards like after 8 a.m., after right before 9, it hit the gap and then it just consolidated for a while. So, I mean, we can see that one. Just see how it reacts there. Well, what do you guys don't not understand about, or what do you guys still have questions about?
Well, I feel like I'm understanding it more. It's just creating the story, I think, is still my problem. Like, we'll see one that works out perfectly, like as an example, like during the reviews, and I'll be like, oh, that seems doable. But then, like, during the live, I get lost for some reason.
Yeah, I feel that.
I just
I
need
think
more.
that just comes down to like doing the review and then like being it, because I feel like reviewing and seeing it is totally different than building the story as the
Market develops.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like for this one, for example, it never hits. Like if you can see here, my actual candle chart, it never hits the 4 hour supply. But once we do get into this wall of limit orders at 75.55, it is right above pre-market high, and it's testing the yesterday's low of that Monday session that really wasn't a session.
Oh
And
yeah.
right there, you can see all the candles just overlapping here on the 2 minute. But just thinking in the sense that this isn't a continuation day, this is a balance day. So once we do hit that wall of limit orders, you can see that all this buying develops here, but yet we're not getting any continuation. So here you can, I'll show it right now, but here you can see right before 7:30, we get some like aggressive buying. And then if you 751, I'm just calculating how many points it was. So right after the market hits this aggressive buying here, it pulls back and then pushes into 750 75.53. And then once this buying aggressive buying also comes in, you're not seeing continuation from the buyers. So that this is where my mind has to focus on, okay, I'm seeing aggressive buying on the delta as we can see here, but it's not getting continuation. For proper continuation to occur, it has to be like aggressive buying appears and then it pops up, say 5 points, it's gonna pull back. And typically I'm kind of being very safe, and I'm wanting it to pull back down to these aggressive buyers here at 75.50, which could happen and which could still be valid. But what you really want to see is the auction pop up to 75.55, or in this case pop up to 75.50, pull back slightly. Let me, because I was having a conversation with chat about this and it gave the perfect example. So where is it? Trade review. Okay, so here's the example it gives. So I told it that as it would this is I gave it an example of like, okay, aggress say 400 buy delta appears at 7603 and the market pushes up 5 plus points, so it hits 7608. And then what kind of pullback am I looking for to get long? If this is showing true aggressiveness, that's buyers are in control. And it says if 7603 gets tested, or 7603 400 buy delta appears, price rallies to 7608, that's your first clue that buyers are winning, because we actually made a displacement from where that aggressive delta appeared. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And then from there, now comes the important part. A bad pullback would be 7608 it pushes to 7608 and then it instantly comes back to 7603. That's bad because it's weaker. Price comes all the way back down. Buyers have gained zero ground. So buyers tried to push the market up and then it instantly just comes back down to 7603. That's showing a weak auction. Whereas if a better pullback would be buyers aggressively build up at 7603, price pops into 7608, it pulls back into 7605, and with lighter selling, then that's showing us that with CVD barely pulling back also, that's showing us that the price, that auction is actually gaining momentum to the upside. It's covering, it's not pulling back instantly. But you want those buyers to reappear very strong again.
Hmm.
So
Do limit orders have to appear around there?
that is a better sign, but they don't necessarily have to appear.
Oh, okay. So it's not
And
mandatory.
exactly. And that was one thing. Um, That's basically what we went over. So 7603 defended, 7608 gets touched, pulls back to 7605 defended, and then it pushes to 7610. Then again, say you're watching the auction, say you got in at off of the 7605. So 7603 400 lot buyers appear. It pushes 5 points to 7608. Now you watch that pullback to 7605, you see buyers get aggressive. So you enter at 7606, for example, with your stop under 7603. Then you want to see price now push further into 7610 because now that's showing us the auction is actually moving higher. And then once 7610 gets tested, you want to see another pullback into 7608. So every time it does pull back, you want it to just be a slider pullback. That's showing that buyers are actually gaining, like they're actually pushing forward. Whereas if it hits 7608 and then instantly comes back to 7603 and then goes to 76 or say it goes to 7608, pulls back to 7605, then we push back to 7610, and then it comes back down to that same level, that's showing that the market is starting to struggle. So expecting a large rally off of something like that is lower chance. And this helps you with managing the trade as it's progressing.
Yeah.
And you're able to
So you
see
want
this through the
price to be
volume.
live
My bad.
over it.
I said you're able to see this while you're paying attention to the delta progress. Like you have to obviously pay attention live so that you can see when the volume hits a certain price. Like not a volume, but like a delta. And if like you're not paying attention, like if I only pay attention when it gets into the zone, then I'm missing some of that story get built up.
Sorry, I was say that one more time.
Like what you just explained, you're able to see that. Like are you I don't know. Never mind. Keep going. I just need more examples of how this works live because I guess I'm just trying to understand how you develop the story of the delta. I just want more examples of that. But what you're saying
All
made
right.
sense to me. It was interesting.
I feel like Thursday when price broke all-time highs is a good example because I was expecting a different reaction, but then after I read that I was like, "Oh shit, I was actually seeing that happen and I didn't take it into consideration." Yesterday was the 29th. Yeah. So I'm going to just go work my way backwards. So from Friday back. Yeah, right here. So all-time highs is 75.95. Let me just put a white line there. 95 7. All right, so this dotted line here is all-time highs. So here at the open, we're seeing all this buying start to build up. We're seeing all this buying start to build up here at 75.91 to 75.89. So off of this right here, just this buying, we're pushing up into all-time highs. We're seeing the aggression. And then we see this 691 buildup of buyers, 75.93. And market is has from 93, we've pushed to 75.95. We're pulling back here.
What's the dotted line represent?
All-time highs.
Okay.
So here we're actually pushing further off of this 75.92 aggressive buying delta. This is showing displacement away from the buyers. So after we seen this,
So is that the pullback point, or is that just confirmation to show you buyers are there?
so say we this is right here where this initial aggressive buying appeared. So before 632, you see this 500 lot delta appear. Then as time progresses, slowly you start to see this buying building up even more. So now that I've seen this buying, this isn't instantly like, oh, this is aggressive buying. Now I need to focus on the reaction after this. So after this, I want to see a displacement away from price here. I don't want to see it hang out around here at 92. With the more time passes and the more time we spend here at 92, 93 without actually displacing away, that's absorption happening. That's not a good sign for these buyers here. But
Mm.
as time progresses, we start to see price pushing away. It slightly pulls back, then more aggressive buying appears. Here at 75.93, you can see the 500 delta now build up above the 600 delta. So, okay, now we know for sure there's aggressive buying here. But again, we need to see the reaction after this. Are buyers displacing away or are they staying in this area? So now as time progresses, we pull back slightly, but this is still not a sign to get in because we still haven't seen that displacement away. So now here at about 636, we get this strong push from 75.91 to 75.95. So that's a 5 point displacement. Preferably, we wouldn't want it. It could work. Like it, I'm not saying it won't work. We would, but we if buyers are truly in control, you want to see price continue to push a bit higher because this is a five, and if it does pull back, you would want it to pull back to like 93 or like 94. You don't really want it to come back down into here because then that's showing that these buyers that were right here are struggling to keep price away. Like you want those buyers to really push price away from you. So now I'm hitting play. And then here we're going to see a strong push away. But see how it pulled back to like that 94, like I said right now?
Yeah.
And then you start to see price still pushing away further. So now here, you can be like, okay, these, because if you think about it, here from 93 or from, let's say, 92, we've now pushed to 96. So that's 92, 93, 94, 95, 96. 4 points. And it's about to hit 97 right now. So it gets though to that 5 point area. So here you can say, okay, the buyers that presented themselves here have actually made a momentum to the upside. Now we're seeing them really, okay, now they're really here. So now you would like to be like, okay, if buyers are truly in control, they should, even if they do pull back, you don't really want them to come back to this nine. And this is where I was messing up. I was wanting them to come back to 93 because I'm like, this is where they have to show their support. But preferably the way ChatGPT just explained it, it said you don't really want them to come all the way back down here because then the buyers technically lost all this push that they've overcame right now. So you would want them to like pull back to like maybe this 96 area, maybe even 95. And it's still that same idea I mentioned where like I want that liquidity up above to clear. which I don't know if it happens. It kind of did here.
Was that the retest area?
Yeah. See how we pushed from 92 all the way to 97. That's 5 points. It pulls back with less selling. CVD barely pulls back also. So right here we're if you were to get and if you were to enter at like 96 with your stop under say 92, you're moving with the momentum. Let me just check one more thing here.
Damn,
The
it's pure buying.
Yeah, the only thing I would like more, and I don't know if it does happen, is if like this we seen like heavy limit orders at 76.10, because then that gives me a target to try to push to. I mean, you could use this 76.05 if you got in at 75.96. This could be a target, but it's not fully 10 points. But it could be a target that you want to hit. But now look at how with this buying, the pullbacks that occur are not very deep. It's exactly what chat was just saying, where it was like you got that 5 point push away from where the aggressive buyers occurred. And now those pullbacks, you want them to not pull back all the way down. You want it to be like they're actually making progress to push higher. See, look at that. It does pull back a bit. Even right here, it pulls back a bit, but those buyers keep in control.
Dude, it just keeps going up and up.
So, Eloy, that's where I'm saying, like, okay, we seen this aggressive buying happen at 632. But just because we see this doesn't mean the market is bullish. It's what happens after that tells us the market is bullish. We get that pullback, market ends up pushing 5 points, and then on the next pullback that occurs, it's still making progress to make more move to the upside. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mm.
I just
And if
wonder how can you enter trades? What if momentum runs out?
and that's why you want to have those limit orders up above to be like, okay, we ate up the liquidity, say, we ate up the liquidity here at 75.96 that was here. And then you want to have another liquidity limit orders up above to be your next target. But the thing is, you're right about your question there, where it's like, how do you know if you're entering before before the exhaustion is about to occur? And that's where I messed up on Friday, because I got in after all this push occurred. I got in like up here. So I got in super close to where price was already getting exhausted. And we'll see, and right now we're going to see exactly how we knew that price was getting exhausted. So remember what I just explained here, and then where I got in. And when, I don't know if you remember, but when price finally hit 76.10, it was a completely different reaction.
Oh yeah, it just dropped, didn't it?
It hit 76.10, tested it a second time, tested it a third time, tested it a second time, pulled back, cleared the liquidity up above, and then it just reversed on me. So the fact that it hits 76.10 three times and never makes progress, or never makes efficient progress to the upside, that's absorption happening right in front of us. So say you got in at like 76.06 here. Now down. Now you're coming into this 7605 here. And what we're looking for right now is this buyers losing steam or are buyers still in control? So that's what we want to determine here because we're in this trade and we want to know, do we hold it or not?
Are you in by this time?
No, this is just still like I'd never even got in yet.
Oh,
I want to see, say if I got in down here, how do I know to keep holding this?
oh.
Now here on this test, I wanted to keep pushing higher. Boom. God damn. So see here, my mistake was this is where I initially seen the aggressive buying. So I never got in down here. I seen this aggressive buying at 7603, 7604. And now I told myself I want price to come back down and hold this area, which does happen. But the fact that it comes, it pushed from 7602 to 7608,
6 points.
that's 6 points. And then sellers try to push down pretty aggressive here. That was another mistake I made. I didn't calculate this mentally, but I was seeing this 7614 up over here. And then my entry was at 7607 with my stop under these aggressive buyers at 7602.75. And the risk to reward was completely off because if 7614 was my target, that was only 7 points, I think. And then I'm risking 4.25 points or something like 4.7, 4.25 points. So the risk to reward there doesn't even make sense because above these 7614, there's nothing for me to even target after that. So already just from this, what's currently happening, there was no reason for me to enter because the risk to reward didn't even make sense. I was just focused on the fact that we had this aggressive buying and we had these limit orders up here. And I was like, price wants to come test these 7614 without, I mean, I did know that we were going to have to fight this 7610. But once we started fighting it, I ignored the fact that we were struggling there. So my entry was actually at 652. So I still wasn't in. But see, we are holding these buyers here. Buyers
Does it
are
reverse
trying.
here?
What was that?
Does it reverse here, or does it retest the 7610s?
No, it pulls back one more time.
Oh.
So technically, honestly, if I wouldn't have waited for 52 and I would have got in here on this pullback, it would have made more sense because we pushed those 5 points away from that aggressive buying, pulled back to 7603. If I got in on this buying here, yeah, say I got in on this buying here like at 7605 maybe, if I was feeling the way this buying appeared, then targeting but even then, no, I don't want to say it would be. I'm thinking 76.14, but I don't think it ever even hit 76.14. But look at how here now we built some more buying. 76.07. So now, remember how I said after you see that aggressive buying, you want to see price displace away from this aggressive buying here. This time the aggressive buying appears and instantly pulls back. So we have this aggressive buying at 76.03. We have this aggressive buying at 76.08. We have more aggressive buying here at 76.07. But price isn't pushing away, it's just staying here. I was so focused on the fact that we had these buyers here and wasn't paying attention to the fact and that we had these limit orders up here and wasn't paying attention to the fact that we had all this buying here but was not pushing away from price higher. Think about what's happening here compared to what was happening down here. Yeah, we do pull back, but instantly we get that, or not instantly, but we get that aggressive buying. There's no reason to get in yet. Then that aggressive push happens. You get that displacement away, and then you could get in on this momentum here.
This is a
Whereas here, it's similar, but rather than focusing on getting in here, I should have focused on getting above these buyers and getting in on the displacement away. But still, again, I want to see like limit orders up here farther away from where my entry is. Right now, compared to where my entry is and the wall of limit orders that I have to fight, the risk to reward doesn't make sense.
is this a whole different strategy or just a whole nother way to read?
No, right now it's not necessarily. It's we're reading the auction. Because it's still the same idea of like you want you want it to be at your key level. You want well, that main idea that you want this stuff to be occurring at your key level. But right now what I'm focused on and explain to you guys is just like understanding what the auction is telling us.
I'm giving. I understand. Not that I understand it fully yet, but I understand how this is helping understand. Fuck, I keep saying understand. How does this work when we're in the zone, like the demand or supply zone? Then, like, what store are we supposed to understand there?
I'll go to supplier demand right now. Okay, now look at here. I was in right here on this aggressive buying. Then we reclaim back above these buyers here. So once we reclaim back above these buyers, what I should have been asking myself is, okay, I seen all this buying here. Now is price pushing away from these buyers to show me that they really want to push price higher? In this case, we don't push away with that aggression. The buying is at 76.07. Yet every time we hit this wall of 76.10, that's 3 points away, and we can't displace further. That's showing me that these buyers here are actually failing. So pretend this was a demand zone here, like from let's say 7609 to 7604. If I'm seeing all this buying build up here, price should push away. But if this is the top of my demand zone and price cannot get through this and all this buying is built up here, that's absorption from the sellers here. Look at how price is just trying to push away, yet we can't do anything.
Because you said demand zone, you're trying to look at it as a reclaim right now, or reclaim above.
Yeah, you can see that. Or say I got in, say this was our demand zone and I just got in down here because I was like, I don't know why I got in down here, but let's say I did get in down here, and now I'm watching for price to break out of the demand zone. But if price can't break this wall and we have all this buying built up, that's a sign that my move is I'm actually going against the what the auction is telling me here. So if all this buying, remember how I said all the buying delta, what you want to focus on is what happens after that buying delta. So we have all this buying delta and price cannot break 76.10 here. And since I was in at 76 07, I think it was. I was in like right here on this push here. My stop was under 7602. I mean 7602.75. This sign here that price cannot auction away from this 7607 is a way for me to be able to manage the trade better. So seeing that chat said, seeing that the buyers can't, still right here, I'd keep my stop where it's at because I'm like, okay, I'd still want to see more aggressive buying fill at these limit orders 76010. And we're going to see a strong push. Those limit orders are going to appear, but price is still going to struggle. And when that happens, then I can start to adjust my stop to be like, okay, either I go to break even or I push my stop a little higher, knowing that these buyers are failing and that it may not work out. Okay, on this push here. See how we get this super aggressive push and instantly price pulls back? If on this next push that those limit orders cleared up there, that were just sitting there as a thick wall, we've tested them twice. An aggressive push pushed into it. Now we're trying it again, and price still just does not push away with true momentum anymore. The way we seen earlier when I was explaining on the break above all-time high. Now we get, is that more buying? Yeah, it's more buying, even more 500 lot buyers here. And look at the reaction right after that again. We don't get that. So we have 500 lot buyers, 500 delta here, 500 delta here, yet price just cannot push away from these buyers. This right here, what we're seeing at this exact moment is absorption. Because price is failing to push away. And now here is where it starts to fail. So at this point is when I would want to move my stop either to break even or maybe just a bit under 70 these 7606s here. Because now that's me managing the trade. The momentum has already died here at this point. And then those fucking limit orders. But I held to my stop. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's kind of weird right now because we're not talking at a key level. So I guess that kind of does make it a little throw you guys off a bit. But
Still need to notice the reactions.
what was that?
We still need to notice like the nuances.
Yeah, because that's what chat was telling me, that I'm so focused on watching this delta that I'm ignoring what's happening after that delta appears. So that's what I'm trying to like show you guys is like once that delta appears, what's the reaction after? This delta appeared and we cannot break this 7610. Yeah, we break it slightly, but are we really making an aggressive push away from it compared to the way it occurred down here? Down here we got this 600 lot delta. Yeah, it pulls back, but look at the push it does away. It's like a super aggressive push. And over here, we get this 500 lot delta. It pulls back. And when it pushes, it only pushes to that 7610. And then all the price just gets stuck here. That's the main difference. And then here it just falls to the downside.
I just wish we could see it again live.
Yeah. You go outside. I'm gonna go to the short Thursday now. Fuck, it's hot in here.
This is another trade you took?
Yeah, this was from Thursday. So this one was me just going against this momentum. I would say that my main error was ignoring the fact that even just looking at the 2 minute candle here from 75.35, it pushes all the way to all-time highs. This candle alone is showing me that buyers are in full control here. I got short here under the 4 hour supply, targeting yesterday's high, which I didn't I still don't think it was a horrible trade. Like I was correctly watching the auction, but I wasn't taking into consideration the context of how strong the bulls were on this push here.
Oh yeah. So you're not gonna make that candle if you're not serious about it. All right.
Yeah, exactly. shit. 75.50. So this dotted line is 4-hour supply. We get that strong push up, and now I'm watching all these limit orders. Oh, go ahead. I got in at 731. So I'm seeing all this buying here. I'm seeing all this selling here. And in my eyes, I'm like, oh, buyers are not reclaiming this 75.65. But I'm also going against this super aggressive buying. So what I was watching here is, can buyers reclaim this 75.65 on a pop up? And I got in at 731.
So you wanted
So
to break above those first little sellers at the top?
yeah, I'm watching the retest of this 75.65 area
Oh, okay.
to get short. That's my idea. And I'm targeting 75.47. Let me just put a line there so you can see it. That yellow line was my target. But like even looking at this zoomed out, yes, I'm seeing all this selling here, but I don't know why my mind did not consider how strong this. But like I'm looking at it right now, and I'm like, it doesn't even make sense to go against that buying.
I didn't think of that either. That's actually
So yeah, and then also we broke through the supply zone. Like that almost. I don't want to. Because I don't want to say it invalidates it, because if we were up here and then we broke through it, if price started from down here at 75.55 and then we broke through it slightly and like it was a slow grind up, then yeah, this 4 hour could still be valid. But we moved from 75.35 with aggression all the way through the supply and then pulled back. That starts to make this 4 hour supply weak. If it was a grind through 4 hour supply, then that's a different story. But it was just a straight up rally to through the 4 hour supply. So that's super aggressive momentum.
yeah.
So now I'm watching price here. I'm just gonna flash forward. And then just looking at the auction here too, my 4 hour supply is this 75, it's 75.59. But right underneath that, we're getting all this aggressive selling here. And price just cannot keep pushing sellers lower. Remember how I said you want to see the reaction after those sellers or participants in the delta present themselves? So here we get all this selling, price can't continue lower. But in my mind, I was like, I want to see if we reclaim this 75.65. But it feels like it's taking long. So here we're approaching that 75.65. Let me just. Where all that buying was here. I just sped it up a bit. And we instantly reject it. So now I told myself, okay, we're rejecting this here. And I said, if we get underneath these 75.59s, then I'm going to get short with my stop above these 64s. So as soon as we break it, what the hell happened? Oh, oh, I slowed it down a lot. I'm in short here with my stop above the 64s. And then I'm targeting these yesterday's lows here. So it looked good the whole time. And then down here, these 75, look at this wall that appears super strong now. So remember, the reaction after the sellers or the delta presents itself is what's important. Here, we get that aggressive push or that aggressive delta, and then the push after it is not a strong displacement away. And the limit orders appear. And we have this aggressive momentum to the upside. So this was actually absorption happening down here at these 50s. Market tries to pull back again here or drop again here. And those limit orders stay there. Aggressive selling just all building up right here without pushing lower. And then market pops up super aggressive. This right here was clearly absorption happening for the move to build buyers to the upside.
Damn.
And when I was in this, Eloy actually mentioned these 75.50 limit orders, but I don't know what, maybe it'll change, but once I'm in the trade, it's hard for me to like start seeing, oh yeah, I forgot this happens too. This aggressive sweep makes a higher low. Once this happened, I was like, oh, this is gonna not work anymore. Because we get an aggressive sweep like that, just sweep down and it makes a higher low. This now is already bad. We got that aggressive selling here. Limit orders held like a wall. Pops up. We get that sweep, makes a higher low, and holds above this selling. I think I was already stopped right there. Oh no, it was right here that I got stopped.
This shit is tough.
Yeah. But honestly, what I should have after I reflected on this, I was thinking I should have, knowing that this buying occurred after this, I should have not tried to short this after this buying occurred. And my mind should have switched to, okay, where's the support gonna be to push back up higher to retest all-time highs. So a reclaim of the 4 hour supply basically. Because
Ooh.
then after I seen all this selling, market pops up and remember on all this selling, we're getting an aggressive push down. We're seeing all this selling here. Limit orders hold that wall. Buyers pop up. And then once this sweep occurs and we make a higher low, this was actually a good opportunity to get long. If you would have got long, say, on like either down here at the 75-60s on that reclaim or even on this pullback here to be safer, down at the 75-59s, and setting I'm just trying to see where I would set my stop. Probably 55. Probably around these like 55s, preferably. 53 feels too far. It'd probably be like at these 55s here. After we made this higher low, this was a good opportunity to get long to target all-time highs again, or the high of days. That's from 60, or yeah, from 60 if you got in at the 60s, targeting the 70s where all-time high was. That's the 10 points right there, right at the limit orders. That's think about the risk to reward on that compared to the trade I took on Friday where it was just like 7 points with the 4 point stop. In this case, it would be like 4 points with the 10 point stop here. Does that make sense?
Can you say it again?
Say the setup or say
Yeah, the last thing you said.
uh so the main reason I would focus on getting long here is because we got all this selling, market pops up, we get an aggressive sweep here, makes a higher low above all the aggressive delta, sell delta that we've seen here. Market then pops up again, and then on this pullback, you could get long here. So it would be risking, say you got in at the 60s or maybe even 61s with your stop under prefer that it's it's kind of far, but I feel like I just thinking about how I would do it if I was doing it live. I would set my stop at about these 55s with the entry at around these 61s. And what would make me super confident about this trade is this higher low here. This happening here after all this aggressive selling, that's the key indicator that this was absorption happening at these lows. So I'd have let's say I got in at 60, 5 point stop, and that's pretty aggressive there. 5 point stop targeting the 70s here. And the reason I would target the 70s is one, it's the limit orders that are there, and two, it's the previous high. But I would hold it thinking like, okay, we could probably break high a day at 75, 74 as well, which I think we do break. Yeah. Oh no. Did we? Yeah, I would probably end up getting out on these 70s here for the 10 point target. But it just like zooming out, the only thing is you would have to with switch your mindset of like, okay, this is 4 hour supply, but because we got this aggressive push up, that's already indicating buyers are super strong. Now I'm less inclined to short here because of how aggressive these buyers were. So I'm just observing this whole time here. Once this happens, the aggressive selling, market pops up, gets that aggressive sweep down, builds a higher low here, and holds above these large sellers on the delta, then To be on the safe side, I would wait for this kind of pullback here. Reclaiming the 75.60s, targeting the 75.70s.
This sounds so easy right
So
now.
the whole setup is built off of first the context. First, the context is this aggressive buying. So once I see this aggressive buying, my mind kind of has to switch to, okay, this 4 hour supply is no longer really a supply zone. Now it's a zone that I want to see buyers reclaim. And that's where your mind starts to shift. And now you start to see, okay, where is aggressive selling getting absorbed? You see this buying, this selling occur, pops up, and this sweep is the main sign that the absorption is real. The hardest part for me is switching my mindset that honestly with this kind of buying though, like it shouldn't be that hard because that's so obvious. Just this past session, it was hard for me to really flip my mindset. But yeah, I don't know if I'm making sense. I feel like I may just be blabbing.
Nah, it's making sense to me. I mean, I still need more of it, but I'm like here for it. I'm like, oh, this is. I need this information.
Yeah, it's. Does that make sense, Gabriel? You're quiet. He's gone. He's asleep.
Okay, bro.
It looks like he is talking, but I can't hear him. Can you hear him?
No, I can't hear him.
Me neither. All right, next I'll just do a actual setup. I mean, we could like a off of a demand zone. Would that help people?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Gay, bro.
What?
We haven't
Oh
been able to
shit.
hear you this whole time. I don't know if you were talking or not.
Yeah, I said I'm cool with that.
What?
Yeah, I said I'm cool with that when you guys said the demand zone one.
Oh, cool.
Uh, I just need to find them. All right, this one.
You won this one?
What?
You won this one?
Yeah. All right, I'll do this one. The 13th of May. I feel like we've gone over this before. So this was a 90-minute demand. It broke it, but then it reclaimed it.
Is this the one we all won?
Is it?
I don't remember.
I remember we all won a reclaim like this. But I don't know if it was.
Probably similar.
74.21. Oh, this loading shit. Didn't even change the color.
Hey, we're gonna change contracts soon
When?
in June, right?
Oh yeah. Oh shit, that's right. Wait. January, April, May, June. No, after June. It's every 3 months.
Oh, okay.
My shit froze. Fuck. Bruh.
Too much shit on your.
Too much AI. Claude already took control of my shit.
Mm.
7407. All right. So this one, market sells off pretty aggressively at the open. Starts to build up all these sellers at 7412. And we also have this buying at 7513. So the only way for me to get long on this is if we reclaim above these participants here. Same like earlier where I was like, oh, we have that large delta built up there. And in this case, it's like I want to see, are we gonna reclaim it or are we gonna reject it? So at this point, we get that strong push here. And now I don't just get long just because it it gets into the buyers or because it pulls back. I want to see them really reclaim this area here, this 7407 to 7413 area. So here, see how we popped into the demand, and right when we test these sellers, price doesn't fully reclaim that. So that already is telling me like hands off right now. And another thing I like is when I see like heavy delta here, like 7410 to like this 7413. And when limit orders appear like right at that level that I'm watching, because I'm like, okay, this is an important level to be paying attention to. So, boom, we get this aggressive pop here. Now, what I'm telling myself that I want to see is price test these 7413, 7414 area. And look at how once we start to build buying here, that selling that was just sitting there starts to die down. And now I want to see us test this 7413, pull back and hold this like 7410 area. Look at how the saline starts to lose its strength there.
You're not in yet, right?
No. Now, boom, we get that strong push into those 14, 13s. And now I want to see a pullback, hold above these 74.10s. So remember how I said you want to see that strong buying build up here? And then you want to see the reaction after that buying occurs. So after that buying occurred, this buying occurs, we get almost like a 5 point push up to these 74.16, 74.15, 75s probably. And now on this pullback, look at the volume of the pullback here. A lot weaker than the buying. Oh shit, I'm moving fast. And now this next, it holds above those. I'm just trying to make sure I'm seeing all the correct delta. So it hit those 14 orders that I mentioned. That selling is still sitting here around the 74.10s. And I want to see price hold above those limit orders cleared up above at 74.15. Now making the target to 74.20, 74.22, an open route. And now on this next buying that occurs here, I don't just get in just because the buying appears. I want to see them really prove themselves. But when I zoom in, it messes up the delta. I'm in here. We have that open room to hit 74.20 here. Before we see what happens there, I just want to emphasize that idea of wait, where happens? Why don't I see it anymore? Wasn't there like 300 lots somewhere? I lost it.
Like on the delta or what?
Yeah, I could have sworn I seen it. I even mentioned it. That's weird. But here, the whole idea was the reclaim of these salaries. So we've seen all this aggressive selling, price pops up aggressively, and then my mind state is okay. Are we gonna reclaim these aggressive sellers here to keep momentum to the upside? Price then fights a bit with those sellers. You can see the selling delta start to diminish a bit as the buying comes in. And then all this buying builds up here at like 74.15, 74.14. I want to see price hold above this 74.10, 74.08 area to prove to me that this selling is no longer in control. And remember, there was super large selling here, and it's already died down because buyers pushed it up. Now, as price pulls back, I'm looking at CVD. As price pulls back, look at how CVD barely pulls back. It's making a higher low compared to the move that it just made. And then I got in on this push up here. But also part of the reason I did get in was because those limit orders had cleared up. They came back, but as I got in, they had cleared up and they were no longer as strong as they were previously. And now my target is up here at the 74.20s.
Damn it! It always makes sense for 10 points. Like zoom out more. Is there like more limit orders above?
74.27. And it does end up hitting 74.27 too. But they're not as nowhere near as, or now they are 74.27.
But before that, you would have to see like a reclaim above the zone. No.
Yeah. See, now that I'm in it, or say I didn't get in down there, I would need to see a reclaim of these 21, this area here.
Damn. So
If I
this
zoom
knowing
out,
this is where all the trade management comes in, huh?
yeah, for sure.
You think you think you would double up? Not you, or does Carmine add more contracts when he's like reading this shit?
You always ask that. um, like you're saying, like once he's in a trade and then adds more.
Like, because if you're like reading the story as it goes, and you're like, let's say we're in your trade, which was lower, and then you see a break above that zone, even though your target was a little under that zone. But if you had like multiple contracts, you sell a couple off to retain some profits, but you still in it, and then you kind of
Oh
like
yeah, yeah, yeah. To hold runners.
hold runners, or I guess I'm assuming adding, but I don't even know if that's a thing. I just assume if you
Now, people do that, but I think the way I plan to trade and the way Carmine trades now is like he goes in with the size, with his full size, and then he takes away as he's making profit. But I know
I
there
think
is some people who like will go in with small size, and as they trust the trade more, they'll add size.
I think he sticks to a certain size.
we lost you,
Damn, you
Gabe.
just disappeared. Sounded like you're about to give a jam too.
Wait, what?
We lost
I
you.
said, yeah, it stopped. We couldn't hear you.
Oh, I said.
What was
I just said Carmine. I think uses a certain amount contracts per trade because it goes with his risk to reward strategy.
Yeah. Oh, that's yes, because he says when he adds contracts, then he skews his risk to reward.
Yeah, because he knows how much he's gonna lose per trade.
Yeah.
It goes with his strategies.
Exactly. And I like that because I like the idea of knowing like, okay, if I lose here, I know I'm gonna lose this amount and I can
Yeah.
but ultimately it's all about like where is that, I mean, just even reviewing this week, because this specific trade I'm going over is a completely different week, but even looking at what the delta was during this past week, it was around the 200s, 300s, 400s. I think on Tuesday we did see like a 2000 one that appeared from the pre-market. which I don't know if you were on Eloy when Abraham and I were talking about that, but this guy is on Instagram. He goes by Bid Over Ask. He trades like Carmine too, and he actually got long using that 2000 lot or 2000 delta from pre-market. So I am considering that okay, when there's super large delta like that in pre-market, it could be important. So don't completely discredit it. Um, but for the most part, what I'm seeing so far is 200 is about like average when there is volatility. 300 is okay, this is sticking out. 400, 600, 500, 700 I've seen too. Those are like the really like ones that stick out. Because even if you see over here when it was just like this, it's like 400, 300, 200. And this was that area that I wanted to see us reclaim.
Mm.
So so what I'm realizing is like this type of size here is like that strong. And then you can see up here there's a 644 delta. So these are like things that stick out to me as I'm watching delta. But then this week, something that I'm just starting to consider now is what's the reaction after I see this delta? Is price continuing very, very strongly, or is it getting stopped by limit orders? Um, but I agree with you guys where it's like you got to see it live
Yeah.
because building the story in the moment is a lot harder than rewatching it.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
I don't know if next week you guys want to go on voice chat again.
John, if you guys are
I'm down.
Yeah, I'm down. When are you guys gonna start trading again?
this week,
Oh, you're back?
yeah. I just wanted like a week off, brush up.
What about you, Eloy?
Well, now that I got Delta explained to me, I'm gonna probably do another week of paper trading and just trying to develop my database of the story building process.
That's smart.
I want to put it into action. Like, I really want to just start reading it and paying attention with, because right, like these past weeks, I haven't been motivated to just stare at the screen very focused. I knew I wasn't gonna trade, and my mind's just been other places. But I needed this explanation to like get motivated again.
Yeah, just going into next week, I would say, I mean, we're gonna do voice chat, so we could go over it again. But I would say just, or even if you replay the tape on your own, just watch for how these limit orders build. But the most important thing, I'm saying this for myself, is what's the reaction after those limit? I mean, after that delta appears.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sweet.
I don't really got much else.
That was a good one.
Session was pretty consolidated this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, action was kind of bullshit last week, anyways.
Yeah, and I feel like if we do keep going over this week, it's gonna go back to what I was just going over Friday, or the Friday and Thursday, where it's like the the delta appears and then it gets stopped and it reverses to the downside,
Oh yeah,
other than the continuation.
that's not even our setup.
Yeah.
Yep, it's a good one.
Well, any questions?
Nah,
Not for me.
nah, that's cool. Thanks.
So that'll be $5.
Sending you some
Cheaper than
coins.
ChatGPT. Look it.
All right, y'all.
I